What's going on? You back with the Success Engineer. My name is Michael Taylor, and you at Work at our coaching. But today, I'm gonna try to get through this quick. You can get the Master Your Schedule, Master Your Life uh, online course at workhard.teachable.com. I forgot to put that in the dang description, but today we're gonna go over understanding your schedule and diligence. So I'm gonna try to get through this quicker than usual. I know I go about 30 minutes, and that's what I want to stick to. But I got a lot of stuff in this course that I wasn't really thinking about. But let me get to it. So understanding your schedule, that is another key to the success plan and getting our students thinking and critical thinking on what they need to do, what focus they need to have when they're in these when they're wherever they are. So I the in the in our in the course you'll have this schedule, daily schedule, just weekly schedule. You can use your own paper. Like you don't have to. Like all of this stuff is built towards if you don't have access to a planner or money to get a planner, you could get pieces of paper. Like you could just write this out on notebook paper type of stuff. Like I made it that simple. Just you utilize all of your resources, and we talked about that yesterday. But uh, understanding your schedule. A lot of students don't have much time, especially in high school. When you get to college, your time opens up. But when you're in high school, you're in school for like 8 hours a day, and then you got extracurricular activities, you got work, you got stuff you have to do at home. Like, there's not many hours in a day. You still have to sleep, rest up, all of those different things. So, what we got to figure out what is actually taking up our time, and if we can master our time in high school and understand what we need to do, when we need to do it, and where we need to be, how we need to do, like focus. Man, I tell you, like once you get more time, you'll be able to plug in um, more things to your schedule because, like right after, like I said, right after you leave high school, like when you go to college or whatever, you like work, you'll have more time. Like you're not doing, you get to schedule your own time. So we got to look at extracurricular activities, work, sports, and then figure out those blocks of time. So when we go through the schedule, we'll figure out the blocks of time. We'll understand the gaps. What else is needed? What else needs to be included in your schedule that are weekly? And then we'll go through some examples. Then we'll go through diligence. What classes, projects, tests, activities, and events need to we need to look at. So the first thing is blocks of time. What we have to block off time like this. Like my students, we when we were in school, we had Wednesday was like a half a day, so they had extra time on Wednesday that they weren't in school. But every day they were in school until like 3 o'clock. So I always block off that portion of time, even if you're virtual. Like we're virtual now, so that time is still blocked off. Now, what we do in that time is different. Like we can go in deeper into that. Um, if you want to get me to coach your student on what they should actually do during that time, whether they're in school or whether they're virtual, we really have to maximize our time, and then you see where that block of time is already blocked off. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. But that block that's already allocated. So we allocate that time. And then what comes into play is where are the gaps. So I would say like a student, if a student is an athlete, they're usually going to be in sports from like 3 to 6, and then they get home from about 7 o'clock, take a shower, 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock. They have some free time to themselves. So what are they going to do in that at 9 o'clock? That's where we look at those gaps. And is that after school, like maybe they got a game that night and it don't start till 7, so they have some time in between when school gets out and then that 7 o'clock game. So you got at least an hour in there that you can put in some time to work. So going back to that, for that, if you got to read 40 pages, you can plug in that 40 pages, a little bit of that 40 pages, get as much done as you can in that hour before the game starts or before you have to get ready for the game or before work. Like if you need to work after school and your job doesn't start till 5 o'clock, you get off at 3, you get home by 4 or 3:30, you change, it takes you 30 minutes to get to work or 15 minutes to get to work. So you get home at 3:30. You get changed, eat something, get a snack at 4. You got 30 minutes before you have to leave for work. So you get dressed and you ready for work, and then you sit down and you read that book. Like you read a little bit of that 40 pages that you got to get done. And then you go to work at 4:30. You there 15 minutes early, so you get ready to get to work. So that's what I talk about when you master your schedule. And so when we look at those gaps, those little 30-minute gaps, those hour gaps in our time, like our students got off half a day at on Wednesdays, so they were home by 2 o'clock, right? So they have a whole afternoon of free time. So I used to tell my students, like, that's your time to catch up. If you go to work at 5 o'clock every day, and this is the importance of having a good schedule, a consistent schedule at work or outside activities where you know where you're gonna be, what you're gonna do. Like if you have work at 5 o'clock, I know I work at 5 o'clock. Every time I work at 5 o'clock. Boom. I already know that I have this amount of time before I have to get to work, so I got to do some things in those gaps. So if I go to work at 5 o'clock, I get off of school at 2, get home at 2, and then I don't go to work until 5 o'clock. I got 3 hours that I need to do something with. And now how you use that 3 hours is where success comes in. Like I'm not saying just use all the 3 hours I have to, but if that's all the time that you have and you got to get ready for the following day because you know you're not going to get home and want to do anything at 11 o'clock at night, then you gotta maximize that 3 hour block of or gap of time and do something productive in that time. I know it's hard. Like I don't even know how I even did it, but like this is something that I like that has to be done. And if you really want to advance and you really want to learn how to really be successful, it's maximizing that those gaps and your time. And what else needs to be included in your schedule at a weekly basis? That's band practice, there's sports, there's group activities, there's meetings, organization commitments. There's different things that add up and we have to put into our schedule. So we have to look at our schedule every week. I suggest every Sunday sitting down and looking at my schedule. I already know what my schedule looks like from a week to week basis, a baseline schedule. So I go to work from 8 to 3:30 or 7:30 to 3:30. If I was going into work, like driving there, it'll take me 25 minutes to get there. So I have to leave the house at like 7 o'clock to get there by 7:30. And usually I leave a little bit before because traffic gets congested on my way to work. So I go that way. You know what I mean? Like just little stuff like that. And then to add on to that, like I want to be productive on my ride to work. So I'll have an audio book or I'll listen to a motivational video or a podcast or different things like that. That adds to that success practice. Like we're consistently doing those things. So My 30-minute drive, 25-minute drive to work. I get there at 7:30. I do my job from 7:30 to 3:30. On Mondays, I have a group fitness class at 4:20. So I have to leave work directly, and it takes 30 minutes. Um, Depending on traffic, hopefully there's no wrecks or anything on my route. But I'll get to the gym at 4 o'clock. I have to change. I have to set up for the class. I have to, and then 4:20 comes 4:30. I have to start my class, and then I'm in the class from 4:20 to 5:20, and then I do another class right after, so 5:30 to 6:30, and then I know that I can leave after I change. I leave, and then I have my own time. Usually I Uber afterwards, so um, I don't have anything scheduled. I should be coming home and working on my book, but that's my little schedule, like, and that's every single day. So on Tuesday, I go to work, same routine. 3:30 I get off. My class doesn't start till 5:30. So um, if I stayed out late Ubering after that Monday night, I might need a nap when I get home. So I get home at 4. I get a 30-minute nap or 15-minute nap because I need to change. Like this is some like routine stuff. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like that's what I do. I get home at 4. By 4:15, I'm already dressed and packed and ready to go to my class. I lay in bed for 15 minutes. 4:30, I get up, get myself up. By 4:40, I'm out the door. It takes me 15 minutes ish to get to the gym. So I get there by 5:05. I mean, I gotta check in. I gotta do some different things at the gym. So I get up to my class to set it up. I got at like 5:10, and then I'm ready for my class by the time my participants get in at 5:30. 5:30 I teach the class. 6:30 I'm taking another class. So 6:30 to 7:30, and then I go eat Chick-fil-A. So I'm plant based, but I eat some Chick-fil-A. But those are like little things that, like, I know how much time I need to get ready. Like, I've been doing it for years. I know how much time it takes me. I know how much, like, I gotta wash clothes today, so I need to be able to, like, I need to have clothes to go to the gym. Like those are little things that you have to put into your schedule. I have to put in schedule or put into my time today to throw in the laundry. Like, it doesn't take much to just throw in a load of laundry and then switch it out. But that's a part of my day. That's something that I have to plan for. That's something that I put on my to-do list at the end of the night. Um, so last night I put down a checklist of things that I want to get done today. So I do that. And then I know there is a lot of importance and a lot of students work, and I want to be direct in saying that like, you got to have a regular schedule. Like, if my classes, like, the I can put more things into my schedule because I know that my time commitments. So, I'm able to, like, before the lockdown, before the pandemic started, I was teaching like 9 classes, like, but I knew what time I was going to be at those classes every single week. So I made sure that everything that I needed to do or needed to get done came before or after those classes, because that is a commitment that I put on myself. I have to be there. I have uh, people depending on me. I have people depending on me to be at that class. Like, I have to fulfill my commitments, and I know, like, Like that's a part. If that's a part of your commitment, like you have to work. Make sure that you have Monday through Friday. I'm just talking about those 5 days. Like you can work whenever on the weekends because I guarantee you're not gonna be working more than 8 hours on a weekend unless you're working for a private your own like family and stuff like that. But that's 16 hours on the weekend that you can get in. So through the week, that Monday through Friday, you need to have a set schedule. I would personally, I wasn't able to do this, but like if I was a student now, I would be like, hey, I can work 3 days a week, and I need those 3 days a week to actually like to be the same every single week because I'm committed to my long term objective, which is to graduate high school, to graduate college, and then I work anything on the weekends. I know different religious beliefs. I grew up in a different religion, so we weren't able to work on Friday night to Saturday. So I wasn't able to work many jobs. But if you don't have those restrictions, like you should be able to work anytime on the weekends. But that Monday through Friday, I am focused on my main priority is getting through school. Or yeah, this is mainly for school students. If you're in high school, if you're in college, like have a regular schedule. Like have a regular schedule, and then um, you take the control back when you say, "Hey, I can work this day because we don't have any school that day." So now you are in control of your life, and that's one of the biggest things that I want to get across is that we are kind of taking control back once we understand our schedule. Once we can put things in, we can say no. It's easier to say no to things when we already have something scheduled. Like I know that I work Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock, 5 to 10. Those are my commitments. I can do something with my friends on Tuesday and Thursday or the weekend, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday after school, I gotta work. Like that's a commitment. Like and don't have FOMO, forget the fear of missing out. Like you're not gonna miss out on stuff. Like more stuff happen on the weekend than anything else. So when you're in high school, if you have to take a job, be in control. Control what you can control. Ask your boss, like, be the number one worker in that job because like you get some privilege based off that. Like if you come in every day, you on time, you early, you ready to come to work, you don't have no attitude, you have like you don't even have to be happy to be there, but you have to have a level of a standards at a high level that you come into that job every single day and you kill it. Like I don't like every job that I've ever had. That I mean, I don't like some of the jobs that I have right now. But I do it and I do it at a high level of professionalism and that's what we need to do. And once you do that, like you start getting some privileges like they'll ask you what you want like cuz they need you to be there and if you can only be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday or Monday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days out of the week, and then like I said, that availability on Saturday, Sunday. Hey, you can call me in on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be good. Like I'll work anything you want on Saturday, Sunday, right? Um, you be flexible like that, but you want to control that Monday through Friday, control that week, because our ultimate goal is to not be working at Quick Trip or something like that for the rest of our lives. And like I don't know about you, but I didn't want to work at Sonic. Quick Trip didn't hire me. Um, where else did I work? Outback. Like once I was done with those places, I was done. I did not want to be there no more. And once I said I was done, I retired. And I'm coming up on another retirement 2022. And I had a party, everything. I retired. I'm never going back because I don't have to go back. I got my education, I got experience, I got all of these different things that, like, if I don't make it, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm not going back unless I am forced to. I don't know how I'll be forced to, because, like, I'll just find something different, because I just didn't want to work in the food industry anymore. Like, I had already had my master's degree when I was working at Outback. Like, it was like, but what am I doing here? Y'all not paying me a lot of money. Like, I'm not getting a lot of tips and stuff. So it wasn't no it wasn't a question of whether I was gonna leave or not. And I just had to I had to choose, and I don't like to retrace steps either. So we're moving on to part two before we get out of here. Diligence. Diligence is the mother of good fortune. So we want to be focused and deliberate, or we want to be focused on being intentional and deliberate about what we're doing with our limited amount of time. So, like, in those gaps, this is what we focus on in those gaps. So we look at classes, projects, tests, activities, events. So all of this stuff needs to be in the schedule already. We already know we're in the school in school for this certain amount of time. Like, if you are in college, um, those blocks are a little bit different. They're a little bit more spread out. So if you want, just message me and I will take you through what that looks like for college classes. I do that, like, reverse engineering is second nature to me now. But classes, what does homework review and studying look like? When do you think you should do it? What do you do when you do it? How are you going to do it? Those are some of the questions I ask students. Like, I don't know how you study. Like, there's three types of learners. You got the audio, visual, and then tacit learners. Like, you learn off doing things. So, um, like, what does that look like in that gap of time? If we have 2 hours before we need to go to work, then in those 2 hours, I need to be looking at what projects are coming up for the next day. Am I good for the next day? What classes are coming up the next day? I know we have an adjusted schedule, but can I do a little bit on a project or a presentation? Like, we don't want to procrastinate. Procrastination is it's a um, it's a deterrent from success. Like, if we procrastinate too much, we could have put in a little work every single time. That's that part of reverse engineering that helps. Like, if I just do 20 pages or 40 pages, or do 10 math problems or something each day, by the time I have to turn it in, it'll be done. And that's what we need to do in these gaps of time. Be intentional and deliberate about that. What tests are coming up? What do you need to prepare yourself? Like, what do we need to do? Do we need to read a little bit? Do we need to review a little bit? Maybe we need to review 30 minutes each day. Like, these are I don't know how to explain it, but, like, these are success habits that you're going to need for the long term of your life. Like, if you want to grow, if you want to do anything, if you really want to be in control of your life, like in control of your destiny, like, you have to be you can't just go about it willy nilly, and you have to practice those things now. And we have the opportunity to practice these things now. So, be if I know a test is coming up, I need to make sure that I know what the stuff, like, I know, understand what's going to be on it, what type of things that I need to study. Like, I just want to be prepared. Like, I use sports analogies a lot, but it's clear and simple. Like, if I practice a play over and over and over again, by the time that I get in a game in front of hundreds of people, like, I can still run that play with all the distractions around, and I'll be ready for that test that is going to be tested against an opponent. So, what activities outside of school, work, band, organizations, those things have to be a part of your preparation. Um, and put that has to be added to your daily schedule. Events, even we had a lot of events that go on. Usually they're scheduled in advance, so um, you can put that on your calendar. Like you can put a reminder on your phone, tell you remind. Like we need to utilize all of these resources so that we are conscious and aware of what's going on. Because your parents aren't going to be able to remind you every single time of what's going on. Like they're not going to be there for the rest of your life. They can only take you so far. And that's why I did this program, Master Your Schedule, Master Your Life, is because I want the parents to be able to teach this and help guide you along the way, but like not do it for you. I want you to learn it, and I want the parents to learn it so that they can teach you how to prepare and not procrastinate, and you will procrastinate. It's how much you can focus and how much pressure and self-discipline you put on yourself that will help you stop your procrastination. I'm procrastinating on writing a book. Like I've never done it before, so like I don't have that practice of just sitting down and writing and messing up and doing like I don't have that. So like I procrastinate when I don't know what the outcome is going to look like. So I have to fight that with my preparation and with the detailed outline. When I did the detailed outline, it kind of opened me up to the possibilities of finishing this book in a week type of stuff. So um, we want to be intentional and deliberate. Like diligence is the mother of good fortune. We want to set up these patterns, these schedule. Like we want to understand our schedule so much that like if somebody asks me, "Oh, what are you doing on Thursday night?" I already got fitness classes. Like I'm not gonna be able to do anything until after 8:30. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, and like all of my stuff is based on my priorities for the day. Like nobody can pop up anything extra new or whatever. It has to go around um, my schedule. So like my family, they try to invite me to stuff the day of, and I'm like, can you go to dinner on this day? I'm like, I got classes. Like I've been teaching classes for 11, or I've been participating and teaching classes for 11 years. Like it's not going to change. This is a part of my routine, and people laughed at me. People made fun of me for doing Zumba classes and stuff. They thought that was all I was doing, but I was doing everything. And then when I get on the basketball court, and I'm running circles around them, and they can't stop me. Like that's because of the routine that I have and the knowledge that I have of that sport. So it's not a it's not for other people to see. So I tell my group fitness students all the time is like if people don't see what we do every day in my group fitness classes. Like they're not here to see what's going on. So when you start making strides, you start making um, you start becoming successful in what you want to do. People start looking at you differently. Now people congratulate. They like, oh, I can't do all those classes. You in there all the time. I've been in the group fitness class for in that room for years, y'all, and it's I mean I have to start talking about it more because those the accomplishments that I have, like I don't even believe it. So when I I guess that's a part of it, like the imposter syndrome, I guess. But like diligence, doing this stuff over time, this is something that is going to help you and help your student be successful. So we went through our schedule, understanding our schedule. Go and work hard. Teachable. Like all of these worksheets are downloadable during in the course. So you can download the PDF, print them out. You can work this stuff on sheets of paper, blank sheets of paper. You can write out your own schedule there, like and keep a little binder. Like I got a binder that I got a bunch of binders, but you can hole punch and keep a record of this stuff, like because you can look back at it and see your progress and see the progress that you made. And once these, like, this is the hardest part, is going through this course and understanding all these different things and just actually writing it out. That's the hardest part. But when you understand it, and then when you start applying it, and then it becomes a habit, like now you get into, like, my mentality is, my mind is like, I already know where I need to be every single day. So I make plans based off of where I need to be, my priorities. I know where I need to focus. I know how I need to focus. I know what I'm doing when I'm there. And I also know the goal that I have for when I'm in these different spots. So I make goals every single day for work, or, that's my little to-do list. So basic to-do list isn't something that you know, I absolutely have to do or whatever, but it's something that guides me through my day. It gives me a little focus. So when I go in there, I have a goal, I have a focus. When I go to group fitness classes, I know my focus, so I have to be present and focused in that. And I've done it over time, so now it's second nature to me. I know what I'm going in there for. I can get myself. I don't even have to hype myself up. It's just need to get into the spot, and it just comes naturally. So when you start doing this, and you go into school, and you're present in those classes, and you're present in your extracurricular activities, and you're present in your you're at work, like, we need to be present, and we need to be able to focus on those things that need to be done. And these are all going to be helpful for your future success. And so once you understand your schedule, and once you master your schedule, you'll master your life. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I went over my little 30 minutes, but I will see y'all next time. Get the free course, workhard.teachable.com, and work on this with your student. Like, this is the hardest part, is going through this. And once you get through the hardest part, like, all it is is diligence, like repeating it, applying it, like seeing what works, what doesn't work, and we'll get there. And that's why I had to go through this. Like, I mean, it may not work for everybody, but I guarantee you that it's gonna work a lot for somebody who believes in the long term success and working for whatever they want. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, and have a good day.